Good morning, everybody, and thank you all so much for coming on this beautiful spring day. And thank you very much to the University of Louisville Brandeis School of Law, Dean Jacobs, President Chatzel, for allowing us to have this press conference here on the beautiful U of L campus. We're here at the University of Louisville Brandeis School of Law because Justice Brandeis is a native Louisvillian, and he's a hero and inspiration to me and for generations of people in our city and beyond. Justice Brandeis served on the United States Supreme Court, and he was a pioneer in the area of pro bono work. Justice Brandeis advocated for integrity in government and the law, and that people in these professions remain dedicated to service and to building and keeping the public's trust. One way to build and maintain trust in government is through transparency. In 1913, Justice Brandeis famously wrote, quote, "Sunlight is said to be the best of disinfectants." 110 years later, Justice Brandeis is still right about that. And that's what we're here today to talk about. As public servants, we have to earn and keep the public's trust in order to serve them. And even before I took my oath of office in January, in talking to people throughout the city while I was campaigning, it was clear to me that Metro government, including LMPD and many other departments, had work to do here. That's why in my campaign, in my inaugural speech, in my State of the City, and in my budget address, I talked about the importance of improving transparency and accountability throughout Metro government. And that starts with me. And that includes every member of our team throughout all of Metro government. Transparency and accountability equal trust. One of the most fundamental ways we establish trust is by sharing information about what we're doing both proactively and in response to open records requests. We've seen a dramatic increase in the number of open records requests recently. In the past few years, Metro government has received approximately 12,000 open records requests every year, and there is no sign that that number will decrease. These requests come from many different sources, from attorneys, some from private citizens, and of course, quite a few from members of the media like yourself. And let me just take a second to say that I respect what you as journalists do, how important it is to a healthy democracy, and that you need timely information from government to do your jobs. You deserve that because your viewers and readers and listeners deserve that. And it's our job to provide that information. And for far too long, there's been an unacceptable backlog in getting those requests reviewed and processed in a timely manner. There are a variety of reasons for that. But let me be clear. We have some dedicated, hardworking folks in Metro government processing these requests, and I want to thank those who are doing their great job right now. I'm grateful for what they do. They just need more help. To process open records requests, we need more staff. We need better, clearer processes and direction, and a central hub and clearinghouse with a leader in place who understands the law, believes in transparency, and can coordinate this process effectively. That's why today I'm announcing that Metro government is making major reforms and planning historic investments to improve the handling and processing of open records requests. Previously, the Department of Records Compliance was housed within the Office of Management and Budget. Now, I'm establishing the Records Compliance as its own independent department under the leadership of Deputy Mayor Dana Mayton, who is here with us today. Thank you, Dana, for taking on this leadership role of this new department. The Department of Records Compliance will serve as a single point of contact and apply a streamlined, uniform process for all open records requests made of the Mayor's Office, Metro agencies, and the Louisville Metro Police Department. And pending Metro Council approval, Metro government will hire 6 new full-time staffers to help coordinate and support the open records response process and eliminate the backlog of unfilled requests. Metro government will also provide new, uniform, and up-to-date training for employees to ensure Metro employees are aware of and correctly adhere to Kentucky open records laws, especially with regards to emerging technologies. I want to give a special shout out to John Flyshaker, who's here with us today. John helped write Kentucky Opens Records laws, and those are some of the strongest in the nation and a model for other states. Thank you, John, for your support and your effort in this area. In Metro government, we want to model how a city government can operate successfully and be as open as possible with the public. That's our goal. That's what this department will help us make possible. And part of this change means that LMPD's response to open records requests for documents, 911 calls, emails, and video from now on will be under civilian control. LMPD will remain a partner in helping us access records from law enforcement databases. Chief Gwyn Biller-Oel and I believe this is in the best interest of the department and in the best interest of the public. So to talk a little bit more about that, I'd like to welcome Lieutenant Colonel Ryan Bates from LMPD. Lieutenant Colonel Bates.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. The Louisville Metro Police Department looks forward to working with the Department of Records Compliance under the leadership of Deputy Mayor Dana Mayton. We welcome the single point of contact, the streamlined uniform processes, and the hiring of additional staff to help meet the increased demand of open records requests made to Metro government. The Louisville Metro Police Department is hopeful that the improved processes developed by the Department of Compliance and that having a single point of contact will result in more timely responses to open records requests, help us meet our responsibility to be transparent, and increase trust in the community. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lieutenant Colonel Bates. I also want to recognize one other person, Keith Runyon. Keith is a legend in Louisville journalism with his 42 years of service at the Courier-Journal. And more recently, Keith has been working in the mayor's office, helping us process open records requests and advocating for a more robust and better coordinated response. Keith is also a graduate of the Louis Brandeis School of Law. Keith, thank you so much for all of your efforts. I want to conclude by reflecting on an experience that I had that has started the process that has led us to today. Several years ago, I was honored to be a member of the University of Louisville Board of Trustees. At that time, nearly a decade ago, the university had some issues with transparency of itself. And I, along with other colleagues of mine on the Board of Trustees, advocated for greater transparency for the university. And through that process, I learned that transparent organizations are stronger organizations. I've kept that as a guiding mantra through the campaign and now as mayor, and I'm glad that we are making this announcement today to improve Louisville Metro government's approach to open records as we move forward. Thank you all very much, and I'd be happy to take any questions from the media that you might have.
Do you think that having an open records office just for LMPD would help LMPD specific requests get filled quicker?
Well, right now, that's basically what we have. Right now in Metro government, what exists is there is LMPD deals with its open records requests, and then there's an office that deals with basically all other open requests throughout the city. And so that is one of the challenges from a lack of resources, lack of people perspective as to why the response time has been delayed in many cases, and it takes longer than we believe is appropriate. And so putting them under one office with 6 additional individuals, we believe will help process all open records requests on a more timely fashion.
So usually what happens is I have a request for LMPD, it goes to the Metro ORR office, then they have to send it to the LMPD people, and then they give it back to Metro. But couldn't we just have a direct channel to only
You will now have a direct channel to one office that won't have that second step.
Mayor, is this going to address the records retention issue as well as the open records request?
I'm not sure what you mean. The length of time that we retain records? My understanding is that that's a state law that we currently comply with, and so the state law has not changed. So the length of time that we retain records based on the type of record it is will remain the same.
Those 6 new employees, will they be, like, so let's say that you ask for documents from the, whatever, Parks and Rec. Those 6 employees be personally going to obtain those documents, or does the Parks and Rec still have to go through and get those and then funnel it to the 6? Talk a little bit more about who actually.
Yeah, the latter, and that's why. So the department, we will still rely on the departments, whether it's LMPD, the Parks Department, or others. If you're asking for emails, they will be the front line, or paper documents. They'll be on the front line to gather that. But the individual at the Open Records Compliance Office will be, in essence, the one that's shepherding the process through, ensuring that we're adhering to timelines. That's why we're going to implement training for all Metro employees so that everyone understands the open records laws, because even if you're not in this office, you still may play a role in helping to provide the information in a timely, appropriate, and open manner. I mean, part of the purpose for this is so that we can have a single point of contact, a single team that are experts in this field, that understand our administration believes in transparency, and that the default is transparency. Of course, we have to comply with the law. There are certain exceptions to the law, but that our default should be on the side of transparency. Thank you all very much. Have a great day.